When I ask a sales engineer how you doing, most of the time their answer is busy. We're always busy. We have a lot of things to do. But every once in a while, we do have some downtime. And if the SE is not intentional with their downtime, they're going to end up on YouTube down a rabbit hole. Thank you for being here, by the way. Or studying some new tech, which is what most SEs really do. Question is, as an SE manager, what else can you tell or help your SEs do in their downtime to help the organization or the territory or themselves push deals forward, close more deals, etc. We're going to talk about that in this video. You can talk to 100 people and ask them, what is the role of a sales engineer? 99 of them will not know what a sales engineer is. So let me rephrase that. You can talk to 100 SEs and ask them, what is the role of the sales engineer? And you will get around 10 different answers. Could be, our job is to solve the customer's problem or help the customer with their technical questions. Justin Rayburn said, and I quote, I would say that the SE team's job is to uncover customer business problems. Just look at the quote here. It's from one of my LinkedIn posts. They could say it's our job to support the sales team in whatever they need. I don't agree with it, but some people would say that. But in all of these, the main goal of the SE is to push a deal forward. And we do that by helping the customers. We do that by doing a million things. But basically, we get paid if a deal closes. Some of them are paid with management by objectives. I have a video about that. You can check out the box up here. If an SE is at the qualification stage, even though the SE might not be involved in a qualification call with a customer, they can help the salesperson understand what to qualify, what to ask, and what are some of the questions that they should be asking to help the SE qualify technically the deal in or out. The goal is to push the deal forward. And when we're busy, we're generally busy doing that. We're preparing for a demo, we're working with the customer, we're meeting with them. But when we're not, there's work that we can do to prepare us for when we need to meet with customers or when we need to help a salesperson qualify a deal. If you're an SE leader, here are a few things you can encourage your team to do while they have some downtime. Let's get the first one out of the way, which is study new tech or products. SEs don't need encouragement to do that. Most of them love doing that. That's what they default to. There's an E in our name for a specific reason. We like tech. We play around. Create content or make assets. These assets could be for enablement, for customers. SEs tend to get asked similar questions a lot of the time. I would say 20% of the questions are asked 80% of the time. So as an SE, I can just create a blog or a video where I can answer that question so that next time I'm being asked, I can just send that video instead of having to do the whole thing over again. Then I can share that with enablement. I can share that with my teammates. Like, hey, I get asked this question all the time. Here's the answer. Share it with your friends. What else are you being asked? Now you're building a team spirit as well. So you can share it with a lot of different people. But you also can create assets for salespeople. Salespeople, some of them, especially new ones on the job, might know how to qualify the deal from a business perspective. They might not know how to do it from a basic technical perspective. And there are things that we need to know before we jump on a demo, obviously. That's why we do a discovery. But even sometimes we don't get the chance to do a discovery and we have to do a disco demo. So what are the things that you need to know ahead of time? You can create a checklist. So creating content, one, it's useful for the SE as an individual. It's also useful for the team, useful for the company as a whole. So that's something you can definitely encourage your team to do. This is something Bill Belnave commented on one of my LinkedIn posts, where he said one of the things that he does in his spare time is review deals. Because again, we need to push the deal forward. Which deal? We have to review whatever deals we have and look at it strategically. Which ones are the closest? Which ones they need a nudge from the SE versus the salesperson? Because we end up reviewing deals, now we can make decisions. A lot of times we want to make decisions, we don't have enough information, but that's because we don't look at whatever information we have. And actually, that's a very good point, which I made myself. I guess I'm patting my own self on the back. If you don't have enough information, what is the information that you need so that you can push a deal forward? Is it you? Is it the salesperson? Now you're thinking about deals more strategically and not just doing the tactical stuff such as preparing for a demo or reaching out to a customer. You need to know why you're reaching out to a customer. So review your deals or have your SEs review their deals as often as they can. I talked about it last week. I talked about it last month, last year. I'm going to keep talking about this until the end of days. Sales engineers are the athletes of the business world. Actually, sales teams are the athletes of the business world, where the salesperson and the SE are players on the same team. Most of the time we practice live in front of customers, which means we make mistakes live in front of customers. And that's not the best place to make mistakes, especially not for a big deal, a strategic deal. If you have smaller deals that you want to try different things, that's fine. But practice needs to happen at home. If you're a basketball team, you have your home court where you practice on. So that's what we need to do. And there's a lot of things to practice. If you're wondering, wait, what can we practice? You can practice discovery calls. You can practice objection handling, demos. You can also kill two stones with one bird. I don't know if you want to do that. By creating assets while you're practicing, as you're repeating something and perfecting it over and over again. And then you say, how can I practice discovery on my own? Don't. Practice it with a colleague. It could be another SE, could be your salesperson, which is probably the best person to practice with. Practice isn't just doing. It's thinking about things like, hey, I have this product. What are the best questions to ask to highlight the value of this product or to uncover pain that this product can solve? These don't just materialize out of thin air. You have to think about it during your spare time to see what are the right questions, and then you can practice them. Practice isn't just about speaking, because we do a lot of speaking as SEs. Sometimes it's just thinking about the right answers, thinking about the objections that the customers are going to have, talking to teammates about the objections that they faced and how they've dealt with it. This is all part of practice. A good indicator of someone's success is how good their network is. Or more accurately, it's a good indicator of how successful they'd be. It's not the size does matter, but it's also the quality of the network. And they could be networking internally and externally, and they both have benefits to doing so. From an individual perspective, it can open opportunities for that person to move up or around. One part of the manager's job is to set up the individual for success. If the manager is not doing that, the good SE will find someone, another manager usually, who will help them do that. And that manager could be within the company or outside the company. So if I'm a manager and I want the SE to achieve their goal, I want them to network with the right people. And that does a few different things. One, it builds loyalty, which means that good SE will be an even better SE because they're putting their hard work. They love what they do. They love that I am supporting them in what they do. So they will give it their all to make sure that I'm successful as well. And that means they will take their time. They're not in a hurry to leave because they know I'm trying to help them achieve their goal as much as they're trying to achieve their goal. As soon as they find out I don't care about their goal, they have no purpose of being within my team or even within the organization. They're going to go out and find someone who can help them achieve their goal. JFK said, don't ask what the country has done for you, but what you can do for your country. It does not work for companies. I am offering a service to my company. In return, I expect payment. I expect good management. I expect to be able to achieve what I want to achieve in terms of goals. If I want to be an SE manager, if I want to be in sales, if I want to go into product management, I want my management team to help me achieve that. If they're not, I can do what I'm getting paid to do, which is the job. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. From an organizational perspective, as an individual contributor, networking with PM will enable me to ask for PM's help when I need to. Networking with support or product marketing will do the same. From externally, networking with other SEs means that when we have an SE opening, I can refer whoever I met. Networking with customers will also open up opportunities to working with customers. Review and improve processes. I like to talk about processes. I still don't know how to say the word, but I like to talk about it a lot. Some SE organizations have processes, some don't. Some have good, some have bad. They can always be improved or created. So if I am working for a company that does not have a process, I can look at what I'm doing and create a process for myself. Or if they do have a process, I can look at how I can improve it in my spare time. I can work with my SE manager as well as an individual contributor. And as SE manager, I can ask the people in the field what is working, what is not. But if they don't think about it, it's not going to improve. Research doesn't have to be boring. When we think about research, I'm thinking I'm going to go on my customer's website, look at some of their financial statements, look at what they're presenting to their board, stalk them on LinkedIn, ask ChatGPT questions about the company. And this is all good. You should have those. You should do those. They're also boring. And not many SEs will enjoy doing that. I definitely don't enjoy reading financial statements. I don't understand it mostly. So ChatGPT to the rescue. But you can also make it fun and go straight to the source. Who's the source? It's the customer. Reach out to them, especially if you have previous relationships. So you can take them out to lunch. You can grab a coffee. You can have a chat with them. You can ask them a million questions. You can research live and interview them. What are they seeing? The financial statements are saying this. What are you seeing within your team? My customer is doing great, but it's only this department that's doing great. Department Y is losing money. You're part of Department Y. How's it going? Oh, they let go 100 people. Well, I guess that's bad. You're not stuck behind a computer. SEs like to play with technology, but also part of the S, why they went into sales, is because they enjoy talking to people. Do that. Talk to people. By the way, if you're looking for more help on how to be a better SE manager, check out the SE Hotline, join the community, and you'll get office hours, you'll get training, and if you want more hands-on, that's something else that we can discuss as well. Sherry Mazza talks about inside selling. You can check out her podcast with me here somewhere. For you to have insight, you need to understand the industry. And if you don't understand the industry, you need to research about it. Also, industry changes. There are always new things happening. That is something that SEs need to continue to maintain. We maintain knowledge about the technology. We also need to maintain knowledge about the customers, maintain knowledge about the industry as a whole, and how we can help. What customers in a different area within the same industry are doing and how our company helped. For example, I live in Canada. I work in telecommunication. Most of my customers here are a few years behind some of my counterparts' customers in the US. So I can see what my friends are doing in the US, and I can start talking to my customers here about what is happening in the US and what they see, so that they can be ready ahead of time. And now I am providing insight that they wouldn't have known potentially. They probably have their own network, but also, providing insight brings another perspective to it. We've talked about reviewing deals and pushing deals forward. Sometimes in order to push a deal forward, you have to meet with someone who you thought you closed, but turns out they still have some questions. So you meet with them and you answer those questions, which helps push the deal forward. We already talked about going to lunch or grabbing coffee with customers. This is one pet peeve of mine that I see SEs do. They're dependent on their salesperson to set up meetings, or they're dependent on their salesperson to remind them to set up their own meetings. We're adults. We can set up our own meetings. It can work with the salesperson in tandem. Like, hey, salesperson, you're meeting with the VP there. I know this influencer was also asking questions. I'm going to meet with them at the same time. Don't be shy to set up your own meetings. Don't be shy to push your SEs to set up their own meetings. The last thing for this specific video is reflecting or watching tape. I already mentioned SEs are the athletes of the sales world. Athletes watch tape. They watch their own performance. They watch their colleagues' performance. They watch their competitors' performance. Now, unfortunately, we cannot watch the competitors' performance directly unless they're posting stuff on YouTube. You can go look them up and watch them. But it should be enough for you to watch your own performance and see what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. You can also watch some of your teammates and how they're doing things. What things can you learn from them? If most of your meetings are live, then you can record your practice and review the practice. But it's important to actually see what you're doing right, see what you're doing wrong, so you can reinforce what you're doing right. It's important for the SE and the SE manager to see what the individuals are doing right and what they're doing wrong, so they can enforce what they're doing right and help propagate that to the team and teach them to stop doing what's wrong and make sure that the whole team is not doing that same mistake, because people within the same teams tend to do similar mistakes. So that's it for today. Remember, you can always come to me for help. Check out the SE Hotline, and you can reach out to me if you're looking for a personalized touch. Check out these videos, and I'll catch you next time. Get back to work.